Welcome to our channel. Stay tuned to our channel for sports and entertainment news all the time. Please subscribe the channel. NBA players can't stop shooting threes. Have they broken basketball? When Stephen Curry rewired basketball last decade, he was as much of an outlier as an athlete can be. For 5 straight seasons, he took and made the most three-pointers in the NBA. There was simply nobody like Curry, who quickly established himself as the best long-range shooter who ever lived. But a generation of basketball players, then in middle and high school, was watching Curry carefully. They stepped onto their driveways or local playgrounds and started firing away from audacious distances. Now the Curry generation has arrived in the NBA, and they've pushed the sport to its breaking point. Our game, LeBron James said in December. There's a lot of in threes being shot. James wasn't lying. This season, NBA teams and players are smashing three-point records to smithereens. And unlike Curry, who turned the triple into his preferred weapon, in part because of his relatively short stature, these days, even the tallest behemoths and highest leapers in basketball can't stop shooting from behind the arc. Anthony Edwards, who made his name with highlight reel dunks, is now attempting more than 10 three-pointers per game, far above his previous career high. Jayson Tatum, the best player on the defending champion Boston Celtics, is launching 10-plus triples a night too. Surely Victor Wembanyama, the 7'3" French phenom, is the slam-dunking exception. Nope. Wemby has taken 403 three-pointers in 46 games this season, or an average of 8.8 a night. By comparison, he's dunked just 91 times. As the NBA World convenes at All-Star Weekend in the Bay Area, where Curry's Warriors upended the sport, the long-range barrage has stoked fierce debate among fans, executives, coaches, and players. Is basketball in trouble when everyone, from a 6'2" point guard to a 7'3" center, does almost the exact same thing? The clamor has gotten loud enough to reach the NBA's executive offices. I'm listening to the critics, League Commissioner Adam Silver said last month. I don't want to overreact, but I think there are potentially some adjustments we can make. The three-point marksman has existed ever since the NBA first slapped a strip of paint on a basketball court in 1979. But for several decades, shooting from downtown was mostly a complementary tactic. Teams wanted to get the ball close to the rim for high-percentage shots. Only when they failed at that did they settle for a shot from behind the arc. In 1991, the year Michael Jordan won his first title with the Chicago Bulls, three-pointers accounted for 8.2% of field goal attempts league-wide. By 2000, the year Kobe Bryant won his first with the Lakers, that number had grown to 16.7%. But in the decade since Curry won his first championship, the numbers have soared. Teams understand the straightforward math. 3 points is worth more than 2. And young players of every size began emulating the skinny point guard who was revolutionizing the game. In 2015, three-pointers made up 26.8% of shots. This season, that number has climbed to 42%, the highest mark in history. Steph changed what players looked at as possible, said former Orlando Magic coach Stan Van Gundy, who now works as an analyst for TNT. He changed what coaches considered good shots. During his time with the Magic in the 2000s and 2010s, Van Gundy stuffed the floor with shooters and instructed them to fire away far more than was common back then. We were right near the top of the league in three-pointers attempted, he said. Now, take those same numbers, we'd be at the bottom. Fans have taken to social media to gripe about what they see as the relentless pattern of today's basketball. A three on one end and a three on the other, over and over again. The question is common in today's sports. What happens when a game has been solved? When teams all chase the same optimal strategy? Major League Baseball has for years grappled with its game becoming more and more a parade of home runs and strikeouts, in which almost every team pursues the same statistical outcomes. Certain fixes for the three-point issue have been proposed in NBA circles, starting with the elimination of the corner three, the patch of court near the sidelines, where the arc is shortest. But any potential change would have to be vetted carefully, said Evan Wash, the NBA's Executive Vice President of Basketball Strategy and Analytics. Such an adjustment may have other consequences that are actually worse for the game, Wash said. Stationing shooters at the three-point arc stretches the defense, making room for the drives and dunks that used to be the NBA's trademark. That is, before one transformative player made a shot from distance into the center of the sport.